is the hard work and passion. Beyond take two, take a walk beyond Hollywood. Beyond the lights, camera, action is the hard work and passion.
Welcome. This is Beyond Take Two podcast brought to you by Beyond Hollywood International Film Festival. I am your host, Madge.
And I am your host, Veronica.
And we are at episode 4. They said we wasn't going to make it, y'all, but we here. We at episode 4, y'all.
Yep, we are here.
It's been a long day already.
It's been a long day, but we're here. We made it. We're breathing. We're healthy.
We are here.
Yep.
We have
God
water.
is good.
God is good all the time. All the time.
Yes.
So what's been going on with you?
God, just doing a lot of auditions and being a mom at home and a lot of basketball tournaments.
A lot of basketball.
Basketball.
Both of our kids play ball.
Yeah.
My oldest, he just had his senior night last night.
Wow, how'd that go?
It was fun. It was great. They had like posters of all the kids, and we did a whole walkout and pictures and all that
dope.
good stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
At Damien, they didn't have that going on this year, but they did last year.
No seniors this year?
They did have seniors, but it was a little different. I don't know.
They didn't like the seniors or something?
I don't know. I just felt usually they announce like the colleges too that they go to, right?
Right.
They didn't do it this year.
Interesting. Somebody got lazy over there.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, but it was cool though. It was cool. I went there. My wife and my daughter were sick, so they couldn't even go. But my other son, my middle son, he went and we walked out with him and took pictures and stuff and watched the game. They killed this team, and they'd be
that's good.
Well, I mean, they schedule like teams they know they're gonna beat for senior night. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So, it was cool though. A lot of people was there. The girls, they played after the boys. Actually, they had a bigger crowd than the boys.
Yeah. Wow.
A lot of people.
Exciting.
Yeah, a lot of people
for the
came
girls?
out for the girls. It was
Okay.
awesome. It was
I
awesome.
love that.
They had like a whole balloon bouquet walking through the bouquet. It was dope. It was dope.
It's nothing like girls basketball now. It's just getting so much more popular.
It's getting popular. It's getting better to watch.
Way better to watch.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope. The girls they came out dropping threes. I'm like, this is my first time seeing them this year. I was like, oh snap!
Girls are getting so much better, especially like with training, and social media has just made that happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because when I played ball, like we didn't have that.
Right.
I wish we had that. Like I'm pretty sure there was training, but we couldn't see it. There wasn't social media like that. Like, I took basketball
You could literally create like a whole like training schedule for yourself just going on Instagram and watching all these trainers.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
We could talk basketball all day, but we're here.
This is for film. This is for film.
film.
And we have our buttered up. We call it buttered up.
You brought it this time.
Hey, I brought the popcorn this time.
So I'm guessing it's not sweet.
It does not have chocolate and caramel drizzle with sprinkles and cheesecake coating on it.
Cheesecake lemon.
No cheesecake lemon today.
Which one is this one?
It's just Trader Joe's. Yeah, I'll grab it. It's Trader Joe's. And it is organic popcorn.
Okay.
Organic popcorn with extra virgin organic olive oil. So, I don't know what that means, but dig in. Let's see.
Wow. Okay, Trader Joe's. That tastes really good.
It's good for bag popcorn. Mm-hmm. It's really good.
Yeah, this is way better.
If it was hot,
that'd be way better too.
Yeah.
Like warm.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
That's really tasty.
Yeah, it is.
What you rate it?
I'm gonna rate that a 9.
A 9?
Yeah, I think it was really good.
That's one so far.
You know, it wasn't sweet. You know, I do like sweet popcorn, but it was like real clean. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Clean, and it tastes organic because it's from Trader Joe's.
Lightly salted.
Lightly salted. It's like perfect.
There you go.
Yep.
I'll give it an 8. If it was warm, it would be 10 times better.
So, we have a special guest.
We do.
She will be. She won't be present with us here today.
Unfortunately.
But
we need to get her on a plane, and we ain't got that budget yet, though. Next time.
We will.
Next time. But who's what, you want to wait till she's calling in. Mm-hmm. This is she. She's calling in. You want to just wait till she calls in?
Yeah. Oh, that's her.
After the call.
There she is.
Pick it up.
Okay. Hello. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Let me put you on. There you are.
Are you recording already?
Yes, we are. Hi, Jearnest.
Okay. I wasn't sure. How are you?
We're doing really good. I have Maj here. He's also the host.
Hello, Jearnest. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure. The pleasure is
I'm
all
good.
mine.
How are you?
All is well. All is well. So I'm going to let Veronica introduce you to the folks.
So we have a special guest, and she just called in. Her name is Jearnest Corchado. And yes, and we're so excited that you are actually taking the time with us today. And yeah, she is.
I'm really excited too.
Yes, and you know what? We actually did the popcorn segment already.
I just thought, eating popcorn in your ear just wouldn't be the best first impression. I didn't want you to hear me chew. I'm sorry.
No worries. So you already did it, the popcorn?
We did. You know, we tried it, and I wish you were here to try it. But next time, we know we'll have you here present with us. But
no worries. I'm definitely jealous. I love popcorn.
I'm gonna tell you what we had. We had the popcorn from Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's popcorn. Yeah, with the olive oil one with light salt.
Qué rico. That sounds amazing. I don't know if I've tried it, but that sounds amazing.
Yes, it was really good. But thank you so much for calling in and taking the time with us for Beyond Take Two podcast, episode 4.
Episode 4.
Yes, episode 4. And Jearnest, you are amazing. You're an actress. You're a music artist now. Like, I'm just watching you grow. You're so inspiring to me. Seriously.
Thank you.
How are you? How are you doing?
I'm great. I think that I don't know. Everything goes back to the pandemic. I think the pandemic put me in a different mindset, and just kind of like, I've always been an actress, and I've always wanted to be an actress, and that's always been my number one. And my whole life was driven, towards that goal of becoming a big Hollywood star, right? That was like the dream. Yeah. And the pandemic happened, and I realized that I had more dreams, that I could dream more than one dream, right?
Right.
And I allowed myself to discover other interests, and I moved to Puerto Rico in that process, because the industry basically died for an entire year or two
during COVID,
and completely. And so I was like, okay, what am I gonna do with? Like, I need to keep creating. I need to keep doing things.
Something.
I can't. My destiny can't be in the hands of other people.
Exactly.
And in an industry that basically is trying to survive. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do something different. And so I came to Puerto Rico, and things kind of started happening very organically for me. I started recording music, writing more music, and
Nice.
And so now I'm also a recording artist. I'm in diapers basically, but it's happening, and I'm really excited, and I'm still auditioning, and I'm still working in Hollywood from my house, from my own home studio.
Awesome.
That is amazing.
So Jearnest, people, they will recognize you from Sneakerheads on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Little America on Apple TV. How has your journey been so far? Was Sneakerheads like your first thing, or like how'd you get started?
It wasn't. It wasn't my first thing. It was not my first thing, but it was the biggest thing in terms of audience knowing me.
Okay.
I had done a lot of things. Like one of my big neat first things was the Blacklist. I was an assassin on the Blacklist.
Oh, nice.
I was like the only teenage assassin on that show.
Awesome.
A 16-year-old who decided to kill people, and and she, in a way, she's an assassin, but to me, she's a hero. She, to me, she was a badass that was trying to save people, and
right.
And I really, yeah, and so that was a really exciting opportunity that I got, and opened a lot of other doors for me.
Excellent.
So I did Sneakerheads in 2019, and Apple and Little America right after Sneakerheads.
Wow.
But Little America came out first, and then Sneakerheads came out later in the year.
Okay.
And so because of Netflix and because of how big the streaming service is, and how popular the show was, about there's so many people that are sneakerheads.
Yes, the sneaker culture is crazy.
Definitely, yeah, it is, and especially after the show, I think it got even crazier.
Yeah, we have a sneakerhead in the studio with us. She crosses her legs to show her shoes.
That's it. I'm not crossing my legs
for our podcast every week.
Oh my God.
So Veronica is definitely a sneakerhead.
You are? You didn't know that?
I'm a sneakerhead, but I'm not that crazy. Like, I don't stand in lines. I don't do those crazy things.
I don't believe her, but let her tell it.
I probably stand.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, okay, well, so that's another thing. When I got Sneakerheads, I wasn't a sneakerhead at all.
Right.
I didn't even own a pair of Jordans.
Right.
At all. Like, but my roommate was like all about like the coolest kicks, and she was always like, and so for my audition I used her sneakers, and and I got the part, and then I was like, oh, I'm supposed to be this like crazy sneakerhead, the hookup, the person that knows everything about everything,
Yes.
And I learned the culture and learned about sneakers as I was shooting.
Wow.
I would have never thought, just by watching it. I'm like, she's good. She looks like she definitely knows the culture, and she's been in the game for a while.
Right.
Thank you. It was nerve-wracking. I was like definitely like biting my nails the whole time, because I was I just didn't know. I didn't know. It was my biggest project yet. I was working with King Batch, who was one of the biggest comedians around, like in Hollywood, and Alan Maldonado, people that were, they've been doing it. And it was my first big thing in a show. And we had to shoot 6 episodes in less than a month and a half.
Wow.
Nice.
So, and we shot it like it was a film. So, we shot all the episodes at the same time. So it was definitely a journey. It was definitely. Like, okay, I just trusted them. And I think that at the end of the day, when you have a good team and when you have good people supporting you and guiding you, that's the dream of any actor.
Right. And were you shooting Sneakerheads? It was in 2019, right? So it was before COVID hit, right? Before the craziness.
It was before COVID hit. So I shot Sneakerheads in 2019. Then quickly after, I shot Little America.
Nice.
And then I graduated from college, because I was still in college at the time. I graduated. And then when Little America was coming out, which was early 2020, it felt like my career was finally taking off, and big things were happening for me, and the pandemic happened. And the pandemic happened.
Yes.
And that, in a way, redirected me in terms of just kind of like, well, for all of us, I think, I don't know if you came out of the pandemic the same. I don't know if it I would be scared if it did, because I think that, I think that we all learned and we all grew, and and we all realize in a way like what really is important and what things really matter. And so
did you
in that process,
did you feel like it kind of halted your momentum as an actress or anything?
I think it did, but at the same time, it gave me so much perspective. In terms of, it did, but the journey is not over. It's never over until you die. And the acting career is always like that, whether with a pandemic or not. Like, you can have great years and you can have shitty years. And that's just how it is. And I think that to me, it helped me ground myself and just realize, I'm like, oh, okay, like, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to get super spiritual, but I feel like I've been very spiritual in the
I love it.
You're good. You're good.
No, we love it, Jearnest.
But I do think that it's like, at the end of the day, you have to find your happiness within yourself. Like nothing, no outside attention or praise can determine who you are and where you're going.
Right.
And so I think that definitely like was one of my biggest lessons, and one of the things that I keep learning. I mean, last week I had a testing for a big movie, and that probably didn't go my way. I probably it's one of those things when you have big opportunities, and I talk about it in the present moment because they're happening in the present moment, and I talk about the journey all the time because I'm very aware that we are in this moment where we can talk about things in the present moment.
Right.
And I know that I'm not like Leonardo DiCaprio, for example, that can talk backwards. I can say, oh yeah, back in when I was 20. No, I'm actually going through it right now.
Yeah.
And I'm learning as
those
I'm going.
Experiences.
And yes, and I'm very transparent with it.
Yeah.
With my audience, with the people that follow me, with the people that I know. It's like, this is life, this is the beauty of life, that things sometimes don't go our way, or they do, for the good or the bad. Like, everything happens for a reason, and we are continually learning, and we're continually, but just realizing that, that it's not about that ultimate success. It's more about every process and every day, and enjoying
the moment,
the journey,
and the journey.
Moment. Yeah.
Awesome.
Completely.
Yeah. Wow. I'm there. I'm taking it all in because everything you're saying is so real, and a lot of actors, they need to know that, and a lot of, I feel like a lot of actors are hard on themselves, and you put everything into a good, you definitely put everything together, and you said it the right way. And so I'm just taking it all in right now, Jearnest, because I know your journey. Go ahead.
Yeah, you've been following it. Girl. You've been following. I was just gonna say that it's like I think that we all have a different purpose, and for me, I've realized that being very transparent and being able to ground everyone else around me. I know what that is. We are very hard on ourselves as actors. We're very hard. And sometimes when you're in LA and when you're in Hollywood, Hollywood can take themselves very seriously.
Right.
And sometimes, as beautiful as that is, and as much as we admire and we love the industry, we also sometimes need to realize, like, at the end of the day, we make entertainment.
Exactly.
We make movies happen. Like, we entertain people. Like, we are not saving lives, but we do have that power to save lives with communication, and with entertainment and with the message. But
absolutely.
But I think it's about that. It's about like dreaming high and dreaming big, but also ground ourselves as much as we can in the process, and realizing that it doesn't matter that much. We got to enjoy it.
Jearnest, tell us why you ended up moving to Puerto Rico. Were you in LA before?
I was born in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And my family was here, and I wasn't moving. That was never the goal. I was not planning on moving.
Wait, fun fact. I have to bring this up. I found out before Jearnest moved to Puerto Rico, I found out she lived right down the street from me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was selling a piano on Instagram. She was selling, and I was looking for a piano for Tiara, for my daughter. Right. And I'm like, oh my God, Jearnest, she just posted a piano. Let me see where she's at. I think she's in LA somewhere, right? So I write you. Remember, I write you. I'm like, hey, Jearnest, like, do you still have that piano? And you're like, oh yeah. And then like, you're like, you know, can you come get it this day at this time? And I'm like, oh yeah, for sure. I'm like, send me your address. And you sent me your address, and I'm like,
I'm coming right now.
3 minutes away.
Wow.
You were right down the hill from me. Remember that? I was like, oh my God.
I love that area. I miss it every single day of my life.
It was Monterey Hills, by the way, like right there.
Okay.
It's like another city that you lived in.
Highland Park area.
Yeah, Highland
South
Park.
Pasadena.
Yeah, exactly. We're all right
there. I
there.
still love it, and I dream of it. I moved after that, and I did. I know, and you just like transported me back to that time, because I really loved that area, and that was my home. But the pandemic, it brought me here. I was supposed to come here for the couple of months that the pandemic was supposed, whatever. We didn't know what was going to happen.
Right.
And I came, spent some time with my family, and then I started doing music, and I was feeling this weird, I had been having this weird intuition, or this voice in my head saying, like, if you want to pursue the music, you have to do it now. Yeah. And if this is something that you have in the back of your mind, if this is something that you want to explore, you got to do it now. And Puerto Rico is the mecca of Spanish and reggaeton music, and you have people like Bad Bunny coming out of. You have so many amazing musicians and reggaeton artists creating music right here in the backyard of your house, basically. And so my dad was like, listen, if you're gonna be doing this, you got to do it here.
Oh, and I love it.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this a try. I have no idea where this is gonna take me. I'm so scared. I'm shitting my pants. I don't know if this is what I should be doing. But I've always wanted to do things that scare me, and I've always wanted to do things that are not necessarily what I had planned. And I think that's
if the dream doesn't scare you, it's not big enough, right?
It's not dream. Yeah, exactly. It's not big enough.
Exactly.
And that's life, we got to keep exploring. We got to keep creating new dreams, and we got to keep, and I think with acting, as actors, you don't have control over your life as much as you would want, and you don't have control of your creativity. You for most of the time, you do what you can. Yeah. But unfortunately, it's a very I don't want to say defensive. You're not a defensive player, but you're kind of like, waiting around. And so for someone like me, that I discovered that I have ADHD and I need to be doing things all the time.
You have to be doing something, right?
I realized I was like, well, I need to do other things. Because if not, I'll get depressed.
Right.
And I'll get depressed on this. I was like, because it's true. If you don't have other things, my manager would always tell me, she's like, Jearnest, every successful actor needs a second occupation.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, what's going to be my second occupation? Because I better love it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I better love it too.
Right.
And so I realized, I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to do music. And it's just as crazy as acting in a different way. But but let me make that my second occupation. And then, sorry, I keep talking, but then I discovered that, TikTok and now creating your content online has become such a big thing that it was already happening.
Right.
But I think the pandemic made us we all can do it. It's not like an influencing, or it's not just a model kind of thing. It's more of like, we can all create content, and we can all be, the actors of our reality in a way. We can put our content out, and we can inspire others, and we can have control. So it was an accident. I started doing TikTok and doing.
It was an accident. I love that you said that.
Yeah, it was an accident. I was like, I just realized that, someone told me, he's like, if you want to make your music sound and you want people to hear your music, you better do TikTok, and you better you better make your content. And I was like, oh, okay. So I started doing it.
And your music, I freaking love your music. Like it's just so catchy too. Like the I think that one song, that's my favorite. The Vamos Pata Abajo.
Vamos Pata Abajo.
Oh my gosh. I hear it. Yes, I hear so many people putting it on Instagram. It's so fun. I'm like, oh my God, that's Jearnest.
And you know what? It's so crazy because in that process, it's crazy. Like, life is just it's a trip, because for a second I was like, oh my God, am I gonna be a musician?
Yeah. Oh, girl, you're a musician.
Identity crisis.
Yeah.
I was like,
an identity crisis.
I'm an actress. What do you mean? Like, I was like having this conversation with myself. I'm like, you're an actress. What do you mean you want to make music now?
Yeah.
Like we've been preparing since you were 8 years old to be an actress. What do you mean?
Yeah.
And so it's crazy because we all have that. We all have that, those voices in your mind. It's like, are you sure? But wait, this is not what we planned.
Right, right.
Life
doesn't go. Life doesn't go that way.
No, you got to figure it out as you go, and
it's good that you did it, right? It's good that you did it. You're pursuing it, because you don't want to ever have that in the back of your mind, like, oh, I wish I could have done that, or you know what I mean? That's something you don't want to experience, And I love how strong you are, and you're a go-getter. I love that about you.
Thank you. Yeah, so it's been. What about you guys? I haven't heard. Is it Matt?
Madge, M-A-J.
M-A-J.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mag, I love that. Matt, are you also an actor?
I'm not Oh, hello.
You're working, yeah.
Oh, what's wrong with my mic? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. We can hear you.
I can hear you.
Oh, I can't hear me. Oh, it's my headphones. Sorry. I'm actually a hip hop artist. That's my thing.
Oh.
And yeah. So the music, I definitely feel your energy when you're talking about the music.
Yes.
I've been doing it for a long time, and it's just it's just beautiful to do. You know what I mean? You get creative as you want. You can pretty much do what you want at this point. So I'm definitely feeling you on that music part of your career.
You could relate to that. Yeah.
Definitely.
You know what, Mac? And also another thing that I realized, and this was like even before the pandemic, I for some reason when I came to LA, I was like, all my friends were musicians. They were not even actors.
Wow.
A lot of them were hip hop artists. They did rap. They did all that, and then they started inviting me to their studio. And I started going to the studio, and I was like, oh, this is so chill. I love this. Like, what do you mean? You don't have stress. You're just creating music, and you're just...
It's a whole nother vibe, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and me auditioning and kind of like feeling like... Because, you audition, and then you don't hear anything back.
Yeah, you only get like a few minutes to do that, right? You go in and you're out, and then you want to cry in your car, and you're like, should I throw these sides away? What should I do with them, right?
Completely. And so when I would go to the studio...
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
You guys like have it so chill and so cool, and like I love this.
Yeah.
I want to be this happy. Like
yeah.
I was like, oh. So I feel you on that. I was definitely just, realizing like, oh, and we can do more than one thing. Someone gave me a book that said, oh, the one thing. And I haven't read it because I've been a little bit rebellious about it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, no.
Not the one thing.
I don't want to have one thing.
Yeah.
Give me the 5 things.
I want to do 5 things.
Yeah.
I want to be filled. I want to be fulfilled in every way I can.
Well-rounded. Yeah.
Tell us about your team that you're working with on the music. Like, is it family, or did you find some producers out there in Puerto Rico? Like, how did they come about?
Yeah, so I don't know how familiar you are with the industry here, but I started working. I've been working with a lot. So that's the thing, and I don't know. Sometimes the doors open in a way that it's almost like a flow, right? Like things just like happen and you don't control them. They just start happening for you.
Right.
And when I came here, I met up with a producer that I had met years before in 2018. He was the husband of a woman that was going to interview me, like you guys, for a movie that I did back in that time. But he was Puerto Rican, and when I came here, he actually knew a family friend of mine, and I met him and I was like, oh yeah, well, I'm doing music now, so let's try it out. And so at first it was just for fun, and we went to the studio and I made 3 songs in one day, and I was like, wait, what?
Wow.
Like, I was like, okay, because I the thing is, like, I've always written music, but I would always do it when I showered, right? Like I would shower, and you know how you start singing music.
Oh yeah.
Well, I wouldn't sing other people's music. I would create my own.
I come up with my best stuff in the shower, so I definitely feel that.
You feel, I don't know, it's like a spiritual, I don't know what it is. It's the water.
I love it.
It's the water. So I would do it, but because I wasn't like aware that was something that I wanted deep down to pursue. I wouldn't even record. I wouldn't record them. I wouldn't write them down. I would just whatever, keeping on with my life.
Right.
And so I had been learning to sing in LA, but I just wanted to learn. I never considered myself a good singer. I just wanted to learn. I wanted to like allow myself to keep growing in that. My mom one time, and I always joke about this, but my mom, when I was growing up, I would want to, because in Puerto Rico and in Latin America particularly, I would watch a lot of kids being actors and singers, because they used to have these novelas.
Yes.
And in the novelas.
Yes.
Have,
my grandma would always watch her novelas.
Yeah. And so I know, so I was like, I would watch them growing up, and I was like, I want to be that, I want to be an actress that sings, blah, blah. But I would sing, and I wasn't like the best singer. I didn't like grow up having like the most amazing, voice, or at least I didn't know how to use it. I didn't know how to use it. Right? So my mom tells me one day, not thinking about it much, she's like, oh, you're a good singer, but you're a better actor, so stay acting.
Stay acting. You're good. I love it.
Stay acting. So I really took that too hard, and I was like, well, okay, I guess I'm an actress then. Yeah. And so coming back to this, to now, to present time, and coming back here, and just like things started happening, and I started making music with them, and I started realizing, I was like, oh, I kind of have a voice, like this is my voice. And so I've been in that journey of like discovering my voice, my sound. Reggaeton became a song, a genre that became more popular, right, and more accepting of women doing it.
Right.
And just like I think in rap and R&B, in a way, I don't know if you can agree with me, Mag, on that, but I think there's way more, female musicians doing it. So reggaeton, when I grew up, that's what I was listening to. That was my pop. That was my pop music. But it was men doing it. Right. So I never even thought of myself doing that. Yeah. And it wasn't until I started listening to Karol G, Becky G, Rosalia, that I was like, oh, like all these women are doing this type of music that I can do. Then so, and in that process, you asked me about my team. I've been working with producers from Rimas, which is Bad Bunny's label.
That's big, Jearnest.
I know, it's pretty crazy. I'm like, it's crazy because I'm like, it's weird because sometimes you want to control things so badly, and sometimes you care so much about, for example, on my end with acting, like I'm like, oh, you put so much pressure on the acting, and then all of a sudden things happen so easily on the other side.
It's timing too. Everything's timing. Oh yeah, for sure.
100%. 100%. Everything is timing, and you can't control it. And sometimes you just gotta like let life, and you gotta surrender. You gotta let life take you where you need to go. Right. And so it's been that. It's been like that process of my first song, Vamos Pata Abajo. Not my first song, but the song that I feel like I started. I think that was my third song out, but the first song that I feel like I started finding myself.
Okay.
And again, like the thing is that I started making music and I wanted to like put it out like right away.
Yeah.
So that was like a big not a mistake, but in a way, like my first two songs were more not PG-13, but more like something else. And then with Vamos Pata Abajo, it felt like I started like noticing what I wanted to do and what type of music I wanted to make. And so Vamos Pata Abajo was a song that I did with Los G4, which is a kind of like a label that has Anuel. I don't know if you know about him.
No.
Anuel is a big artist from here too.
Okay.
And so yeah, so it's been a journey and it's been pretty great, and thankfully I have a good team over here, and I've been in that process. I've been in that process of forming it, and yeah.
So have you signed to a label yet?
No, I haven't.
No,
I'm independent.
Okay, still independent.
Right now.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure there's deals on the table for you, though, right?
I would love that. I mean, I would love to sign with the right label. It's another animal, the music part, because you need the money. You need a lot of money to push the music.
Right.
So definitely being an independent artist is great right now, but I know that the dream is to have a label behind me.
Yeah.
And because one of the things of being an actress, like one of the things that I enjoy doing is the performing aspect of it and the music video aspect of it and creating film. And when you see my music videos, I've produced them.
Okay.
I've produced and going back to filmmaking and going back to acting, like I've been able to be part of that storytelling aspect of it. And
wow.
And whenever I make a song, I want to tell a story.
Definitely.
I love it.
Definitely.
And then I think of how can I do it on the music video. And so the only thing is that music videos are just like being an independent filmmaker. It's like a short film. It's like how much money do you have to make it? And so those are the things that you definitely need a label to back you and to continue doing it on a monthly or whatever basis you decide to do.
Where do you want to take your film career? Do you have like aspirations to get behind the camera or anything like that for your film career?
As of now, I have aspirations to have my production company.
Okay.
Nice. In due time. I want to focus mainly on acting and my music. That's right now where I'm focusing. But I would love to make projects that I love and I'm passionate about.
Right.
I want to have that type of control if I can, or when I can, to be part of projects that I truly believe in. I think that my biggest problem, if a problem, is that I can't get behind anything that I don't believe in.
Yeah. Oh, that's
deep.
Do you think that hurts you?
It hurts me 100%. It hurts me because when I'm doing an audition, if I don't believe in it, my heart is not in it.
Yeah.
And I'm a very honest person. Actually, my name is Jearnest, and I realized later on, because it wasn't the purpose. My name is Jearnest because my mom put together my dad's name and her middle name. So her name is Jeanette and my dad is Ernesto.
Oh my goodness.
And so she used G from Jeanette and Ernest from Ernesto, and she made Jearnest happen.
Beautiful. I love that.
But I realized, thank you, but I realized that it also means earnest, like an earnest person with a J.
Right.
And I think in this process of, maturing and becoming an adult and realizing, what life is about and all that, I realized that I'm very earnest and I can't go against what I feel. And so I hope and I pray that the projects that I'm put in and that come my way are projects that I believe in them, and that in a way, if they have a bigger purpose,
right,
that would be lovely. You know, I when you ask me like, oh, was that your biggest project? For me, for forever, like even Little America, being in a project that was so powerful and is so powerful and can change lives or can motivate people, that fulfills me.
right.
And so I'm also realizing that about myself. It's like, what is my biggest purpose and what is the thing that fulfills me the most? And it's like, oh, what fulfills me is connection. What fulfills me is helping others, and it's inspiring others, and is motivating others. So yeah. So whatever I do, I definitely want to have a purpose, even if the purpose is to make someone happy or make someone have fun. You know, I'm not going, the opposite all the way. I still believe that we got to make things that make people happy and make people cheerful. And if I make a music that's funny or fun, then yeah, let's bring happiness to the world.
Right. And yeah, to talk about Little America, your role in that was amazing. You did so well. I actually watched it again yesterday, and I just noticed too that it was just, I guess for Little America, it was different stories in a whole series.
Yeah.
Which was pretty cool. I was like, where is it? I was like, I know I saw it a while ago. I'm like, where is it? And I'm like, oh my God, it's there. It's episode 2, The Little Jaguar. Mm-hmm. So we watched it again yesterday. And I was like, she's so talented. Did she know how to play racquetball? Like, did you already know how to do that? Like, how did this audition go?
I didn't. And going back to, I believe also, like, I'm a director's actor. I realize that about myself.
That's
it's
so
like
good.
I realize that too. I'm like, I enjoy the process of doing it with a team, of the collaborative part of it. I'm not one of the actors that I'm like, oh, this is how I want to do it, and this is how we're gonna do it.
You have to be coachable in life, period.
I am extremely coachable in my life. I believe a lot in mentors. I believe a lot in coaches. I believe in having that backup and or guidance.
Yeah.
With Little America, I had the best director. I had Aurora Guerrero, who is one of, I think she's one of the best Latina directors out there. And she was there with me every single moment. And it felt like I was really connected in that process. I felt very empowered, and I felt very trusted as well. And I felt like we talked about the project and we had the conversations. And sometimes you don't get that. You don't get that lucky.
Right.
Sometimes you're thrown to, thrown out, out there and just like figure it out.
And they expect something of you.
Yourself.
Yeah.
And in that process, so I didn't. I had a director's session with her. It was just a conversation. We didn't even do the audition. I had sent a couple of auditions, and then she wanted to meet the possible contenders or something like that. And we had a conversation over Zoom, and she asked me like, oh, do you know how to play squash? And I was like, no, not at all, but I know how to play tennis.
Yeah.
And again, I didn't know how to play tennis like that either.
Right,
I've done it before,
Yeah.
I've done paddleboard at the beach.
Right.
So,
but I love how confident you were.
In an island.
I love how confident you were. You're like, I know how to do it.
Completely. And growing up in an island, I also, I knew how to paddleboard because, that's what you do at the beach most of the time. So, so I said what I said. I was like, yes, I know. And I'm very athletic. I love doing things that are like, that challenge me in that way. So I started learning. They booked me, and I had like 4 sessions before we started working.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
3 to 4 sessions of like, you better learn this. And I became very competitive in that process. And I was like, oh, I love this. And I got addicted to playing squash. And, and I started, I would bring my racket to on set, or like whenever we were, or on my RV, my little trailer, and I would like practice a little bit with the ball and all that, and I became obsessed with it, and I loved it, and I realized in that process that I wanted to be an action star. Like I wanted to do things with action. I wanted to do things with physicality.
Right.
And so, so that to answer your question, I didn't know, but I learned in the process.
That is so funny. And you know what? I still have your, those little tennis rackets that you sold to me also.
Oh my God, I gave them to you?
Yes. I took them.
Glad.
Because when we went to go pick up the piano from you, Tiara was like, oh yeah, I want those rackets too. I want to play tennis. I was like, Tiara, you don't play tennis, you play basketball. Yeah, honestly, she used them outside. Like I haven't taken her to the tennis courts yet, but she uses them outside. Her and Kai, they play outside with them sometimes against the wall. You know, they'll play like tennis.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And it's so fun. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Any sports. I think that I always joke around with my boyfriend because I feel like men will go and play basketball anytime.
Right. Right.
And
anytime.
Women, I don't know what happens after high school that we just like forget to do fun things like that for ourselves.
Exactly.
Like, why are we like going for brunch? Why not like go for like tennis?
Let's go play a game. Exactly.
Soccer.
Yeah. That is definitely missing.
So I'm learning that. I'm like, no, wait, I want to be more like a boy in that sense.
I
want to be more like a
active.
man in that sense.
Yeah. And you know what, too? It was funny that you bring that up today because yesterday, me and my husband, we went to the gym. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? We went to the gym. And I hate working out. Like, I hate just, doing weightlifting or like working on arms or like, let's do squats. You see everybody in the gym, they're all into it. And I'm like, this is boring. And then my husband was like, well, what do you want to do? I was like, let's go play basketball. Like, I want to get some cardio in. Let's go get a workout on the court. And he's like, okay, because he's a coach too. So he's like, hell yeah. Like, if you want to do that, I'm always down to do that too. But it's just something to do. And because I played sports, through high school and stuff. And you're so right. Like, when we communicate, we're like, oh yeah, let's go to brunch, or like, let's go do dinner, or let's have coffee. But it's like, you're so right. Let's go play. Let's go play tennis. Let's go do something fun and active,
Yeah. I'm just tired of the men getting all the fun.
The fun.
Like,
you're right.
Let's go golfing. And I'm like, why are we not doing that? Like, why are we so
exactly?
So, and I agree with you. Like,
can I have a drink doing golfing too? You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you don't, and going to the gym, like some people can do it, but some people can, and like you can work out doing fun things. Like we don't have to torture ourselves doing something
in
that
one
we don't
spot.
like.
Exactly. And then like even running a treadmill, I'm like, I know it helps, but I always tell him, I'm like, I don't want a machine body. And he's like, what do you mean by a machine body? I'm like, I just don't want a machine body. I want to do outdoor things. Like, let's go to the field and let's just do like work on footwork or something there. You know what I mean? I'm all about doing things outside, running outside. I cannot run on a treadmill in the same spot. It's just so funny.
Yeah. But it's also because your mind needs to be not excited. There probably is a better way
stimulated.
of saying
Stimulated,
like stimulated, right?
That's me.
Like your mind needs to be stimulated, and for me, like a gym is like, ugh, like it's not fun. I was like telling we joke around in my house. I actually live, so we've been doing content here in Puerto Rico too, and I moved with my boyfriend to a house.
Okay.
And his 2 siblings, and we live in this house, and we just decided to we're like, well, you know what, we don't have kids right now, let's just like all live together, let's call it La Comuna, the commune, and let's just have fun, and let's inspire each other. And so it's been interesting too, like we're all like adults, you know, like quotation marks, like we're adults, I guess. And when are we gonna feel adults? I don't know. don't. So we're definitely all going through it, like having our own little and we joke around because I was like, they always make fun of me because I'm always like la máquina de ideas, like the idea machine,
right?
Because I'm always like. I'm like, oh, well, we should do this and that and that.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I was telling them is like the gym should be way more fun.
Yeah.
Like the gym should be more for like instead of like us pretending to be adults and doing like fun like machines, why not do it fun? Like a feel like I don't know, like a place to play and do games and
exactly.
I don't know. Like I was just thinking about that. It should be more inviting. It should be like let's put some music and like let's have art in it too and like graffitis on the wall and let's have
I love it.
It should be a place that you go and you're like, I love being here.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so I think it's that. I think it's just we just need to change a couple of things around.
Right.
Indeed. Well, we have to.
I know we can talk to Jearnest all day. Jearnest, I love you so much. You're so full of great energy. We can talk to you. We can talk all day. I can talk to Jearnest all day.
We could.
I could too. I didn't even ask you how long these were.
Honestly, with you on the phone with us, it doesn't matter how long. But we definitely need to get you in here in person.
When are you coming back to LA?
So I never know. But whenever I do come, I'll definitely let you know.
We'll just put you on the schedule.
I don't have any plans.
Yeah, anytime you come.
I don't have any plans right now, but it's pilot season. Things are happening.
Yeah.
Things are so who knows? Maybe I'll get something else and will take me to LA and I'll be there a little bit. But yeah, isn't it crazy that everything is shooting all over the place too? It's like now you don't even know everything. It's
a good thing.
I think that.
I like that. I think that's a great thing.
Yeah.
I know, right? Mm-hmm. You can be. I just want to travel and have fun in the process. I hope that my jobs take me to Europe and things like that.
Yeah. Indeed.
But definitely always excited to be back in LA. I love LA.
Well, we definitely need you here.
The energy there is amazing.
Oh yeah. Definitely. All right. Well, Jearnest, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. We appreciate it. We're definitely sorry about the technical difficulties at the beginning, but
no worries.
Finally got it worked out.
Yes.
And,
no
very,
worries.
very
Thank
gracious.
You so much.
You were our first call-in, which was fun.
Yeah, definitely.
But with you, we need your energy here, so we definitely need to get you in. As soon as you know you come to LA, hit me up, and we'll get you on schedule. It doesn't have to be a shoot day. It doesn't have to be a Friday.
Anytime. I think that more than acting, music, and anything else, my biggest I was gonna say not my biggest purpose, but the thing that I love the most is talking. So anytime you guys want to have a conversation, I'm there.
Yes, and I have so much more questions for you too. So we're out of time now, but we'll get you in.
Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.
You do the same. We appreciate you.
Bye, Jearnest.
Bye. You too.
Okay, bye.
All right, that was dope.
That was amazing. Oh my goodness.
Dope. That was super dope.
Jearnest Corchado, you are the best. This is episode 4.
Episode 4.
With Veronica McLean, your host.
And Madge. And this is Beyond Take 2 podcast brought to you by Beyond Hollywood International Film Festival. We are done for the day. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Yes.
We hope you're enjoying this podcast because we definitely are enjoying making it. Shout out to Jearnest Corchado for calling in and being our special guest today.
Yes.
It has been a great day. So we will see
conversation.
You guys. Definitely. So we will see you guys next week.
See y'all.
Peace out, y'all. All right.
Beyond Take 2, take a walk beyond Hollywood, beyond the lights, camera, action, is the hard work and passion. Beyond Take 2, take a walk beyond Hollywood, beyond the lights, camera, action, is the hard